A notorious gang known for high-end burglaries may be back at it in San Diego tonight. A home in La Jolla was hit over the weekend. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. This latest incident happened Friday night in the Mount Soledad area. The suspects are seen on security video walking away with a large safe. Inside that safe, tens of thousands of dollars in valuables.
CBS 8's Shannon Handy talked to the homeowner today and has more from him, as well as what police are saying tonight.
The thieves got in by breaking this bathroom window. The homeowner wasn't here at the time, but he watched part of the incident as it was happening live on a Ring camera.
I was completely in shock.
It was 9:30 Friday night when this Ring camera video popped up on Edgar Diaz-Garza's phone. He watched helplessly as three men were seen leaving his Mount Soledad area home, two of them carrying a large safe with thousands of dollars worth of valuables. Some, like this watch from his father-in-law, are irreplaceable.
It's a lot of family memories, cash. We had jewelry and watches, things that you would think are safe on the safe.
911 was called. Officers arrived within minutes, but it was too late. The men were gone. As for how they got in, Edgar says they went through his neighbor's alley, which does not have a camera, then hopped his gate. From there, they smashed his master bathroom window and climbed through, but not before trying two other ways, including breaking this decorative glass piece, as well as his bedroom door.
They tried breaking that, which is laminated, and they couldn't.
Once inside, the men rummaged through drawers before discovering the safe in his closet. Their tactics are very similar to the ones used during a burglary on April 9th at the home of one of his neighbors. She sent me photos of a broken window in the linen closet where her safe used to be. Coincidentally, another neighbor sent Edgar these photos last month showing someone taking pictures of his home, suggesting the break-in may have been long planned. By phone, Captain Scott Wall with San Diego Police confirmed detectives believe the crimes are linked to the so-called South American gang, which has been targeting high-end homes in San Diego County since last year. CBS 8 has aired several videos of these suspected burglars who have been linked to 21 break-ins in La Jolla and at least 60 in other parts of the county. Captain Wall says officers are positioned in La Jolla for this very reason, hoping at some point they'll catch them in the act. As for Edgar, he's hopeful as well. Until then, he wants people to be aware so they too don't fall victim.
We are now scared of things happening again.
Both he and police say having cameras in your bedroom and additional ones outside your home may help. Also, take pictures of your valuables and write down serial numbers. Finally, consider moving them to a safe deposit box.
You think that it's not going to happen to you, but things happen.
Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
We're following breaking news out of Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight, where 4 people have been killed in a shooting at a doctor's office. St. Francis Healthcare System locked down its campus this afternoon because of the shooting at the Natalie Medical Building in Tulsa. There's an outpatient surgery center and a breast healthcare center located there. A city leader confirms that the gunman also took his own life. So far, no other details are known.
With another mass shooting today, everyone is looking for answers and ways to stay safe. Omnilert, a California-based security company, believes their technology can save lives, even stop mass shootings before they start. As CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes found out, they use equipment that businesses and schools might already have on hand.
Omnilert's president and CEO says that their technology uses a building's already existing infrastructure like security cameras or gates to help keep people inside safe.
So we actually look for guns being brandished, and the AI detects that. But then we have human beings take a second line of defense, largely to determine what the correct response might need to be.
Dave Frazier is the president and CEO of Omnilert. Frazier says, had the Omnilert technology been in place in the Parkland, Florida high school shooting, for example, he believes more lives would have been saved.
The gunman was actually prepping for some time beforehand, and in fact, he did that in full view of the security cameras.
Frazier says once the threat is detected,
lock down the doors of the school if such a system was installed, set off sirens and alarms. It can notify everybody through text message, through social media feeds, whatever is needed. And also it can send very rich contextual information to first responders.
A basic OmniAlert system costs a few $100s a year per camera. System levels get more expensive with additional layers of protection like lockdown capability.
You guys ready for Confire's dinner?
Janelle and Paulina are local moms. They say they like what they've heard about using technology to prevent shootings, but they do have questions.
How fast would the response be, you know? Because, I mean, if it's out, it's ready to, you know, be used. So how fast would that response be?
We've been using gunshot detection where you get notified or an alert after the shot is fired. This one is, I believe, leading edge because you actually identify a person or persons with a gun before a shot is fired.
David Bejarano is a former police chief for San Diego and Chula Vista PD.
In law enforcement and public safety, we have to embrace every piece of technology to try to save lives.
Kirsten Holmes, CBS 8.
Tonight, the Uvalde community continues to grieve. Funerals continue today for the victims of last week's mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Texas.
Today, families said goodbye to teacher Irma Garcia and her husband Joe. Irma was killed in the shooting. Her husband died 2 days later of a heart attack. Also being laid to rest today, 10-year-old Jose Flores. Lilia Luciano talked to his sister, who was hiding in another classroom the day of the shooting.
What were you thinking while that was happening? You knew your brother was in another classroom nearby.
I was just worried thinking about him.
Visitations were also held for 4 other children today. The investigation into the police response that day continues as well, with the school police chief denying claims that he has stopped cooperating.
The San Diego Police Department has released body cam video of officers shooting a mentally ill woman more than 2 years after the incident took place.
A warning here, the video is graphic. As CBS 8's David Goffredson reports, SDPD held back the video until a First Amendment attorney pushed them to release it.
The video shows San Diego police officers in a standoff with 26-year-old Rosa Calva inside her East Village apartment on Market Street.
Come out now, so the dog is gonna bite you!
She's locked inside a bathroom and armed with a knife, but she's not threatening to hurt anyone. Body camera video of the incident has been withheld by San Diego police for the past 2 years. The top brass at SDPD claiming they didn't have to release it because of an ongoing investigation.
The police department had a fundamental misunderstanding of basic transparency law. They thought they could withhold critical incident audio and video while criminal charges were pending.
David Loy is the legal director of the First Amendment Coalition, which threatened to sue the department if they didn't release the body cam video.
There has been a statewide campaign of resistance to police transparency and accountability. This is just one example.
The newly released body cam video shows Calva holding the knife straight up into the air while an officer holds on to her wrist. That's when Officer Andres Ruiz opens fire, shooting Calva 4 times in the stomach. She survived her injuries.
This video does raise serious concerns about whether and to what extent the officers failed to de-escalate, failed to take their time and be patient with a woman who was clearly experiencing a very severe mental health crisis.
Records show the district attorney's office found the shooting justified because Calva failed to drop the knife. San Diego police emailed CBS 8 a statement saying in part, "We hear the community's concerns about this incident. SDPD is committed to transparency. SDPD releases or withholds all records in compliance with the current laws and mandates." Now, Rosa Calva was found mentally incompetent to stand trial. She was placed in a mental health diversion program, meaning if she finishes her treatment, if she completes it successfully, those criminal charges will be dismissed.
Such disturbing video, David. How long do police have to release body camera video under state law?
Well, normally critical incidents, use of force incidents with police, the body cam video should be released by state law within 45 days, but there are loopholes. Police departments can delay the release if the release of the video would, quote, substantially interfere with an ongoing investigation. And that's exactly what the police department had been claiming with this video for the past 2 years.
Obviously some room for interpretation of what that means. David Govertson reporting live for us. Thanks, David.
Masks are back for some students in the South Bay. Today, the South Bay Union School District in Imperial Beach enacted a mandatory mask mandate for indoor and outdoor settings at its schools. School ends for students next Thursday, but the district still took the action, saying COVID numbers are on the rise. In the letter to parents, the superintendent suggested masks could still be required next school year if COVID numbers don't ease this summer. Last week, the San Diego Unified School District said it would bring back masks on an individual school basis if those schools hit certain criteria. Rules are about to change again for outdoor dining. Many San Diego restaurants are still using their makeshift patios and outdoor space, but tonight, the city says owners will have to get a new permit if they want to keep those areas open. It's all part of the Spaces as Places program passed by the City Council. The deadline to apply for a new permit is July 13th. Fees range from $2,000 to $6,000.
Tonight, the White House is working to get more baby formula on store shelves. President Biden met with manufacturers today to discuss the shortage, and more overseas shipments are expected to arrive in the U.S. this month. About 4.5 million bottles worth of formula will ship from Australia soon, and another 3.5 million will arrive from the UK.